Hi everyone. Today we met again to discuss the continuation of our chapter reproduction. Children, we move to discuss reproduction in human beings. Okay, well, human reproduction is highly evolved. It is highly evolved. Then there are two gametes, male gametes and female gametes. We can call, otherwise called, the gametes, these gametes are gonads. Gametes is otherwise known as gonads. So we can say male gonads and female gonads. They are capable of producing. For that we have a male reproductive system and female reproductive system. We have studied a small something about male and female reproductive system when you had in 8th standard. Is not it? Well children, so male gametes and female gametes, there is a fusion of male gametes and female gametes. This fusion process is called as fertilization. Fertilization results in zygote formation. It is a product of fertilization. You know, we have studied their structure, male gamete, sperms, and female gamete is called as egg or ovum. The plural form is ova. Don't make a confusion. Ova is the plural forms, ovum is the singular form. Eggs or ova is produced by a pair of ovaries. Then testes are the organs, the male reproductive organ. They produce what? Testosterone is the hormone, plus they produce sperms. Sperms are called as the male gametes. Then, so in this case, the primary sex organs, they are the testes, a pair of testes. Then in the case of the females, the primary sex organs are the ovaries. Ovaries produces eggs. The next children, we have studied there are two types of growths in human beings. Normal growth and adolescence growth. So children, I am asking you, I am asking a question for you. Find out the differences between normal growth and adolescence growth. Can you? Yes. Find out. So this stage, puberty starts on 9 to 13 years old. When you have 9 to 13 years old, in human beings, the puberty stage starts. It is one of the remarks in human beings. It's a period of remarks in human beings, and we have studied everything clearly. The adolescence characteristic features and secondary sexual characteristic features. You just recollect your memories. I don't want to explain it. Anyway, puberty, then it leads to adolescence period, and it is going on throughout the human beings. You know that. So, in such a cases, we can say that at first primary sex organs and secondary sex organs. So primary sex organs are testes and ovaries. They are producing hormones, associated hormones, such as in males it is called as testosterone hormones, and female it is called as estrogen hormones, plus progesterone hormones at the time of delivery, that I will explain. Then and also plus releasing of sperms and these organs releasing of male gametes and female gametes. Then accessory organs, that is secondary associated organs, they are the secondary ones. Then they are consisting of functions of sex organs. Then and develop secondary sexual character. Secondary sexual character that you have studied, the growing of hairs in different areas. Anyway, okay. So next, let's go to discuss the male reproductive organ. Means male reproductive. So here, children, you take your textbook and look at the given diagram and identify the labeled parts. Okay. So in a human male reproductive organ, a pair of testes, a pair of testes. So this testis, it has two roles. It produces testosterone hormones plus and sperms. Sperms are called as male gametes. Is not it? Okay. Then it is a muscular organ. Then it consisting of many proliferated and high convoluted tubules inside of this muscular organ. Then it is well protected by a sac-like structure is called as scrotum. Scrotum encloses water. This testis. Testis produces testosterone hormones and what is sperms, otherwise known as male gametes or male gonads. Are you clear? Then from each testis there arises a tube. This tube is called as a vas deferens. What we called vas deferens? Vas deferens. It is the tube that arises from each testis, a pair of testes. Then along the pathways, it is connected with the urinary bladder. Where is, find out urinary bladder where, then it connects the this tube is connected with the urethra. It is the common passage for only one opening is there for the releasing of sperms and plus urine. Then you know that what is the tube is called as vas deferens. Vas deferens, it is the tube is arising from each testis. It is then along the pathways, that is in the urinary bladder, there are two accessory sex organs, that is the seminal vesicles and prostate gland. Prostate gland and seminal vesicles are there. Prostate glands and seminal vesicles both they gives nourishment to the space, because for the transfer, easier transfer. What is the main functions of these associated or accessory glands? That is seminal glands and seminal vesicles and prostate glands. Both are helping for this easier transport of sperms. Now they are in a fluid media and it gives nourishes forward. It's very important. Okay, that's all about male reproductive system. Okay, look at the given diagram and identify each, and it's very important. Then then for the production of sperms, then what is their location of male reproductive system? It is located outer, that is in the outer region. It provides a minimum optimal temperature. For the production of sperms, it needs an optimum temperature. That temperature is 1 to 3 degrees Celsius than the normal body temperature. Sperms could not produce in that is normal body temperature. It needs optimal temperature, that is 1 to 3 degrees Celsius. It is an essential for the production of sperms. It never produces sperms in the body temperature. It needs an optimum temperature. Where it is located? It is located outside the abdominal cavity. Outside the abdominal cavity. Then next, about female reproductive system. What do you know about female reproductive system? So before that, children, we have studied the structure of the sperm. A sperm is consisting of a head, tail and middle portion. You know that middle portion, it is a motile one. And you have studied, you just refresh your memories because you are studied in 8th standard, okay? Then also you write the differences between sperm and their size and everything I clearly explained, okay? So the next is about the female reproductive system. Female reproductive system, it is located in the abdominal cavity, So there are a pair of ovaries are there. Ovaries releases eggs or ova. Then there is a duct leading from on each sides of ovary. This duct is called as a fallopian tube or oviduct. We call it as oviduct or a fallopian tube. So here the fallopian tube or oviduct is the site of fertilization. Where is fertilization takes place in human beings? That is in the fallopian tube. We don't forget that. Then these tubes enter into the thick muscular uterus. It is made up of highly contract and relaxed muscles. Then the next it opens through where it opens to the outside, cervix and vagina. So anyway, these are the female reproductive system. Then you know that the ovaries releases the hormone that is called as estrogen hormones. At the time of delivery, it produces progesterone hormones. Then and also the site of fertilization. Then in the case of the females, there are separate openings for releasing of discharging of urine and okay. So urinary opening and vaginal openings are separated. Then next, sexual cycle in females that you have studied about menopause, menarche, etc. A details study. Then structure of ovum, you have studied that. Then next, what happens if fertilization not taking place in a female body. What type of fertilization is occurring in human beings? That fertilization is external or internal. That is internal fertilization. There is no doubt. At the time of mating, the sperms are enter through the vagina inside of the uterus, and then they move to their fertilization site. Then the fertilization occur. After fertilization, the product is known as usual that is called as zygote. Then zygote undergoes cleavage. Cleavage means it divides several times. Then that is called as is called as cleavage. So then it divides many times, and then it is going down through the fallopian tube, and it ensures it reaches where in the uterine wall, thick endometrium wall. That is endometrium inside the wall of it is very thick, and it is a muscular bag. You know that. So then it is attached, the embryo is attached in the wall of the uterus, that is in the endometrium. This process is called as implantation. What we call implantation. Implantation. But now listen, what is implantation? Implantation where the embryo is attached on the wall of the uterine wall of the in the uterine wall. This is called as implantation means parichanaliyal. That is in Malayalam. Anyway, that is implantation. After implantation, that further development takes place inside of the uterus. So you also and also we have studied the differences between fetus and embryo also. Okay, find out the differences. Embryo and fetus. When it becomes a fetus, at the stage of fetus, then it grows. So this period is called as gestation period. What is gestation? Gestation. The embryo develops inside of the uterus of a female body. That is called as a gestation period. So our gestation period is 14 weeks or 270 days or 280 days. That is human gestation period. Are you clear? So then at the time, on completion of gestation, the birth of the fully developed fetus is termed as parturition. The term parturition. Parturition. That is fertilization. How is fertilization taking place in human beings? And also, when the implantation takes place inside of the uterus or uterine mother, female body, that there forms a membrane, that is a disc-like structure is arranged in. There is a sac-like structure or membranes that develops in between the uterus and the embryo. This disc-like structure is called as placenta. It's very important. What is placenta? Placenta. It is a sac-like or disc-like structure. It protects the embryos well, and they need to provide nutritional, excretional, and respiratory needs of fetus. Okay, that is, it gives nourishment, that is through the blood, and all things supplies to the embryos, to the growing embryo inside of the uterus. Are you clear? So what is placenta? What is the function of the placenta? Placenta provides all nutritional and respiratory and excretory needs of the growing embryos inside of the uterus. Are you clear? So that's all about fertilization, how is fertilization takes place in human beings. Then now children, what happens if fertilization is not taking place? If fertilization is not taking place, what happens? You know that menstruation occurs. So in each and every month of a female body, that is our ovary releases ovum, and our uterus, it is ready to receive it receives the entry. It's waiting for the entry of water. This is male gametes, and then there is fertilization couldn't occur. What happens? That there is a rupture in uterine wall. This ruptures and bleeding occurs. And all things. That's all about fertilization in human beings. Okay? Yes, try to read the textbook very well, and if you have any doubt, you can ask me. The next is about population control. Population control. Here are many methods for population control. The first, that there are barrier methods, then chemical methods, and surgical methods. So barrier methods, devices are used, especially intrauterine and intrauterine barriers. Then next, that is chemical methods. Pills, oral pills and vaginal pills are used for these methods. Then the third one is called as surgical methods. Surgical methods includes cutting off both the site of fertilization center. That is, it is called as very important tubectomy and vasectomy. Vasectomy, it is surgically remove the male part, that is called as a small portion of vas deferens, mainly vas deferens. The duct is arising from the testis, that is vas deferens, it is cut. That is called as a vasectomy, while the tubectomy means the cutting, or it is ligated fallopian tube. That is called as tubectomy. Then I will send the notes. Okay. Then next, that sexually transmitted diseases. Sexually transmitted diseases. So first that AIDS is one of the sexually transmitted diseases. The main causative organism for this is virus, HIV virus. Then next is syphilis, gonorrhea and trichomoniasis. These are the sexually transmitted diseases. Okay, so our chapter is finished. This lesson is also. Then have any doubt you can ask me. Again I am saying to you. Then I will give you the questions. Okay, later. That's enough.